Good morning. This is Jyoti, my Department of Biology. So today I came with a new topic, breathing. So in a last class we discussed what is breathing and what is respiration, the differentiation between breathing and respiration. But again now I am going to continue with breathing and the rate of breathing. So in a last class I told you what is breathing, what is respiration and types of respiration, aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. Got it? So now I'll continue what is breathing and in that what are the types present, everything. Okay, just look at it. So generally what is breathing? I already told you breathing is a process of taking air into the body and releasing air outside from the body. Means what we take in, what we release out. We take oxygen inside and we release carbon dioxide outside. This process of taking oxygen into the body is called inhalation and releasing carbon dioxide to outside is called exhalation. So now look. So breathing is a process by which air rich in oxygen is taken inside the body of an organism and air rich in carbon dioxide is expelled from the body. So the air what we are taking is rich in oxygen that we take in and we expel out. What we expel out, what we give out carbon dioxide from our body. So inhalation, taking air of air rich in oxygen into the body during breathing. So during breathing, if we take oxygen, that process is called inhalation. During breathing, if we give out carbon dioxide, the process is called exhalation. This process of taking air in once, taking air out once is called a breath. Breathe is nothing but one inhalation plus one exhalation. So breathe. How many times you breathe? I breathe 15 to 18 times. That is my breathing rate. So what is a breathing rate? Taking air inside, releasing out air outside. So one inhalation plus one exhalation. This process is called breathe. This process of taking air in and releasing out is called breathing. Got it? And this breathing generally it's a physical activity, not the chemical activity. Do you know in a physical activity just only oxygen carbon dioxide exchanging taking place through the physical body. But once these oxygen reaches inside of the body, then it reacts with glucose and burning, giving energy. Am I right? Which energy? ATP, adenosine triphosphate, 38 ATP molecules. Am I right? In anaerobic respiration, only 2 ATP molecules are produced. So, in a respiration, the energy is produced by using of oxygen and byproducts are released carbon dioxide and water vapor. But in breathing, only exchanging of gases takes place externally. So there is no chemical reaction. So that is the reason breathing is a physical phenomenon and respiration is a chemical phenomenon. So this is about our breathing. And then, what is the breathing rate in different people? So I told you what is breathing. One exhalation plus one inhalation plus one exhalation. Then how many times we breathe in and we breathe out. So how many times you breathe per a minute, that we look at now. Got it? So just look it.
Go.
So breathing rate. So this is very important. We know breathe is one inhalation plus one exhalation. But per a minute, the number of times a person breathes in 1 minute is 1 minute, how many times you are breathing? Breath is nothing but it's a countable with 1 inhalation plus 1 exhalation. People generally they count for a minute like 1, 2, 3, 4. Not. Don't count inhalation 1 time, exhalation 1 time. Inhalation plus exhalation 1 time is equal to 1 breath. So per a minute, how many times we breathe? That is called the breathing rate. Got it? How many times we are breathing, taking oxygen and releasing carbon dioxide? Per minute, how many times you are taking oxygen, releasing carbon dioxide is counted 1. So like how many times you are taking air in and releasing out. So that is to be counted. That breathing rate, the breathing capacity of breathing is called breathing rate. So generally this breathing rate is vary from person to person. For example, per minute, if I am breathing 20 times, then some other person may breathe 18 times, maybe some other may breathe 15 times, maybe children can breathe 30 times. So it may vary, the breathing rate may be vary based on their work. But as per the researchers, the resting person, breathing rate of a resting person, there are different breathing rates here, just look at it. So average breathing rate in adult, this is a breathing rate measured the time of resting. So in the time of resting, an adult, how he takes breath per a minute. Per a minute, he breathes for 15 to 18 times. 15 to 18 times mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for this there is an experimentation in your textbook. How many times you are breathing in and out per a minute? So what is your breath rate per a minute? That is to be measured. So just take a stopwatch, put it there, just put your time for 1 minute and start focusing on your breathing. How many times you are breathing in and releasing out? Got it. So breathing in, releasing out, count as a 1 number. Like how many times you are taking in out? 1, 2, 3. Like just count it. So just find out what is your breathing rate by this way. Just put the time. Got it. Stopwatch. Just start counting for a minute. So just I will try to do my experimentation now for a minute. 1 minute time. Just tell me after 1 minute. So see it. Now I am adjusting 1 minute breathing out. So now I am adjusting 1 minute time and on my mobile I am using stopwatch here. Just I will start, then onwards I will count. Start. So, how many times I counted? I counted 19 times, I think so. 18 or 19 times. I counted. So just you also do the same experimentation. Put the stopwatch there. Just focus on your breath and count your breathing. What is the breathing rate? Got it. Inhalation, exhalation count as a single number. So like how many times you are breathing, just look at by the stopwatch. This is an experimentation. If you might be here, I used to make you participate in this experimentation, but now you are at your home, I'm here. So just I try to do here. Got it. So by this we look at your breathing rate. So now we look at actually, virginally, in an adult person, the time of resting, how many times he or she breathes. Just look at it. So generally, the average breathing rate in adult is about 15 to 18 times. It's a virginal, the healthy person breathing rate. So if they breathe as the average breathing rate, just they ask what is the breathing rate per minute in a human, in adult. That is about, generally, exactly, absolutely it is 15 times. But in our textbook they give that 18 times. So just follow 18 times. Normally average, if they ask the breathing rate, the average breathing rate of an adult is 15 to 18 times. But if they give the single number, then you have to choose 18 times. 18 times is a correct answer for the breathing rate in an adult. Got it? Average 15 to 18 times. Then when you are doing exercise, dancing, singing, running, not singing, running, dancing, then the breathing rate is 25 times. Absolutely, I can't say absolutely.
1.
So generally 15 to 18 times in a breathing rate. Other when you are going for an exercise or running, skipping, dancing or cycling, then automatically our breathing rate raises. Why the breathing rate raises? What's the reason? The very simple thing. Generally, normal when we are in resting condition, the energy production is required very little. But the time when we are doing exercise, we require much energy than normal condition. So that we start taking oxygen in more and we release carbon dioxide also more. Because there more energy is required for breathing. That is the reason, we require more energy for doing the work. That's the reason we breathe in more. Here I written just 25 times, but it is varying from one to another. For example, now I am cycling very fast. Then all my muscles of a hand, legs require, biceps and triceps require more energy for doing the work. So then at the time, the more energy to produce, to run my body, I start breathing more. Understood? And next one, in an average breathing rate in a children, it's about 20 to 30 times. Why? In a small kids the energy required more, so that they breathe more. When the age is day by day, when age is increasing, then the breathing rate also comes down. It is comes down from 20 to 30 to 25 to 18 to 50. When the age rate is about 60 to 70, the breathing rate may be 15 below. So that's what in aged people the breathing rate is too slow. Got it? Because in their muscles and body parts, majorly the mitochondria which is present. At the day I told you, in a mitochondria the energy production takes place. So the mitochondrial number decreases. When mitochondrial number decreases, the energy production also decreases. That's what you see, aged people become more weak, right? If they do much work. If we are doing much work, even not a big issue. Only the lactic acid is deposited. In the last previous class we discussed. The only lactic acid is deposited and it leads cramping. Then how breathing takes place in our body, how the respiratory system of a human works. Just I'll try to explain, and along with that I'll explain you what air we are taking in, what air we are breathing out. As I told you, oxygen we take in and release carbon dioxide, but that is not the fact. I'll tell you. Just come to the point. Just have you understood here? So based on the activity what you are doing, your breathing rate is dependent on the work what you are doing. If you are working more, then your breathing rate excessive increases. If you are resting condition, the breathing rate is normal. So what is the breathing rate generally? In an average breathing rate in adult is 15 to 18 times. Then if and newborn baby, it is about 50 to 60 tons. So they breathe more than us. Understood? So next we'll come to the point of how do we breathe and how the functioning of our breathing system. Understood? Got it? So let's start. So this is the respiratory system of human. Again I explained it, but just to know the functioning of breathing, now I do this diagram. If you like, just copy it. If this diagram is present in your Lakshmi book, just follow that. So look at here. So this is respiratory system. So generally the respiratory system starts with nose, and nose has two nostrils. Got it? There are two nostrils, and inside of these nostrils we find hair and mucus to trap dust particle. Got it? So generally we can breathe in through nose as well as through mouth, but through nose it's protective because it has hair and mucus, sticky slimy layer present inside. It's trap bacteria, microorganism, dirt, whatever it is may be present in air. Got it? So it traps and later it allows the air inside to the nasal cavity. Understood? And from the nasal cavity, the air goes to the to the pharynx. You know the common passageway for both foot pipe and windpipe. In last step we discussed. And below this pharynx we find a flap-like structure which helps for closing windpipe while food is passing through the foot pipe. Okay. So this is a flap-like structure, epiglottis, which prevents the passage of food into the windpipe. Understood? And below the windpipe, here we find a box-like structure. This box-like structure is called larynx. Is also known voice box. Now we are able to speak because of the voice box. Got it? That voice box is also called larynx. And below on the larynx we find here trachea. Trachea is also known windpipe. It has C rings. It has a cartilage which is in the shape of C. Got it? And below that, this windpipe is separated into two branches. The branches are called bronchiole, and these two branches are inserted into two lungs. So we have two lungs, right lung, left lung. Right lung is larger than left lung, but why left lung is smaller than right? Very simple. Towards our left side, heart is adjusted. Am I right? For the adjustment, heart is from the center to left. So heart is adjusted from the center to left, so that to adjust the space for heart, the left side lung is little smaller than right side. Understood? And these branches are inserted to the lungs, and these lungs and branches again further divided as a small branches called bronchioles are connected with the air sacs which can trap air called alveoli like sponge. How sponge traps water? Like the alveoli absorbs oxygen from the air. Understood? And these alveoli generally contains blood vessels. Later when I am explaining about one by one part separately, I will tell you. So these two are the lungs, and these lungs are protected by rib cage. Got it? Rib cage. Ribs are present like this. So these ribs are present generally in this cavity. This area cavity is called chest cavity. In chest cavity we find ribs. Got it? And the ribs are protecting this. Rib cage is protecting this lungs and heart. Am I right? And below of that we find a diaphragm. Diaphragm is very, very important in this breathing. How do we breathe? In breathing, the two parts are participating very major important role to take the air inside and to release the air outside. They are, one is rib cage and the second one is diaphragm. Got it? Rib cage and diaphragm. These two Now when my air is in, what happens? The air passes from nose to nostril to nasal cavity to pharynx to larynx to windpipe, windpipe to bronchiole, bronchiole to bronchioles to alveoli. From the alveoli, oxygen is carried by bloodstream to body parts means cells. Later the energy is produced, carbon dioxide is released, same manner it returns back and comes out from the nose. For taking air in and releasing out, here is a mechanism working. What is that mechanism? So look at it. So this is about rib cage and diaphragm. Now I am taking air in. So for this I will tell you a small experimentation. If you have at your home, do it. Take the tape, measuring tape. Do you know measuring tape? While if you go to the tailor shop, they take measuring of your body for the stitching. So just take that measuring tape and take from back side and put it to the zero, from the zero to here, and just take air in, breathing, exhalation, inhalation. Then measure the measuring tape. Look at the measuring rate of the measuring rate in a measuring tape. And later breathe out. So now what happened, just observe. Put the tape and breathe in. And later measure the measurement. Later breathe out. Again measure. Do these two. Why? You know, put your hand on your chest and breathe in. You know, there is a thing is happening. Automatically, this is the area is called chest cavity. This chest cavity is raising up. When chest cavity is raising up, down here, put the finger. The same movement. Breathe in again. What is happening here? Observe. So when you are breathing in, rib cage expands. What happened for the rib cage? Expands, moves upwards and outwards like this. So that when rib cage is expanded, the air or the lungs also expands like a balloon. See, generally if you need to blow the air inside, the balloon should expand. If it is not expanded, you are forcibly blowing it, burst. So for the blowing it requires space, like to fill the air inside of the lung, also the space is required. For that, the lungs expand when you are inspiring. When you are inspiring means when you are inhaling. Got it? When you are inhaling, the lungs expand. At the same moment, here is a muscle project. It's appearing like downwards, right? It comes downwards completely. So when it is expanded, diaphragm moves downwards. Then the air goes in. Later, the air when it is releasing out, the diaphragm comes normal and rib cage. So when we are breathing in, rib cage moves upwards and diaphragm moves downwards. For this an experimentation, just do one thing, very simple. Take a bottle jar. Take a bottle jar here and just take, I'll show you this experimentation again, but listen. 2 straws, for one side one balloon and the side another balloon. Okay, 2 sides 2 balloons. And now downwards cover with the balloon which is completely take a small balloon and take it off and adjust for this and put the rubber bands everything carefully, and here also just cover it with the plaster, and later down the balloon what you have adjusted, just draw it down. Then automatically the balloons comes in, and for to air come to go get in, the rib cage also should expand. But when rib cage expanded, then lungs also expand. For that expansion space required, so the diaphragm goes down. So when diaphragm goes down, rib cage easily can expand, then automatically lungs also easily can expand. Air goes in. Once air goes in, the alveoli absorbs. Later, from the alveoli, from different body parts, carbon dioxide comes back right to the lungs. That carbon dioxide again goes from the lungs to outside. Then the rib cage comes normal, as well as the diaphragm also goes upwards. This is a phenomenon takes place while breathing in and out. Just again one more time look at it. So in a breathing in, rib cage moves upwards and outwards. Diaphragm moves downwards like this. Understood? Diaphragm moves downwards. Then the time of breathing out, the rib cage moves downwards. See, when we are expiring, it goes upwards. When we expire, exhale out, it comes downwards rib cage. So the time of breathing out, rib cage moves downwards and inwards, but diaphragm moves again as usual from down to upwards like this. So by this way, the breathing takes in and out. Then the time of breathing in and out, we take air by this way mechanism. When diaphragm moves down, rib cage expand, lungs also expand, air goes in. When the breathing out, diaphragm comes upwards and rib cage also moves in and comes down, and carbon dioxide moves down. So by this way, breathing in and out takes place. Then what gases are breathing in and out? Okay, just look at it now. So generally, I want to separate it into two manners. One is inhale air, and another one is exhale air. So generally, air is nothing but the mixture of gases. Am I right? Air is nothing but the mixture of gases. Then what gases are present? This is very, very important. Now we need to look at it. So what gases are present here? So air has nitrogen. Am I right? The major percent. The major amount of nitrogen is present. How much? 78%, right? Nitrogen is present 78%. And oxygen, 21% of oxygen is present in air. And later, carbon dioxide is present 0.03%. And other trace gases are also present here. And next, water vapor is present. So water vapor is present. So how much oxygen we take in, how much carbon dioxide we release out. That is very, very important. So generally we take nitrogen 78%. Even inhaled air also contains 78 because we can't utilize nitrogen in the form of gas. I already told you in nutrition and plants. In nutrition and plants I told you, we are the humans or a plants or an animal do not have the capacity of taking nitrogen in the form of air. Then in the form of, we take nitrogen only in the form of solid or liquid. Even in the respiration process also, the 78% of nitrogen is not utilized. How much nitrogen we are taking along with air, it as usual comes out. And along with that, oxygen, we take generally inhaled air has 21%. Then exhaled air has 16.4%. Then how much percentage of oxygen is utilized here? This is very, very important. So now generally to release out from your body a lot of water vapor is released. So by this way, you take mixture of gases, but only oxygen is utilized, and along with the carbon dioxide is released. So if you take 21%, 16.4% is exhaled, only 4.6% utilized, even 0.03% carbon dioxide is taken and released at 4.4. Nitrogen as usual, how much you are taking? The same amount. Then water vapor, you take little but you release a lot. So by this way, the respiration process, the breathing process takes place in our body. How do we breathe? Am I right? The same concept I written on the board. How do we breathe? So we breathe in and out due to the movement of ribcage and diaphragm. Understood? And what gases we take into our body, I told you. Then we also look at some of the experimentation later in a so exhaled contains what air is present, inhaled what air is present, and how it is breathed in, breathed out, and activities I'll show you later. But now, first of all, I'll explain it once again. I'll explain the experimentation. So generally, when our exhaled air contains carbon dioxide or not, to prove that, just very simple, do an experimentation. If you have normally at your home now, right now, take lime water. You know lime, sunnam. Take lime water. Take lime and add in a glass of water. Take a small glass of water. Add a spoonful of lime in it and stir it well. After, just exhale your air in it, but don't inhale that lime water. Just exhale that air into the water. Yes, if you do for some time, generally when lime water reacts with carbon dioxide, it turns color from light bluish to milky white. So generally you see sunnam, when you apply the white paint on the wall, just the time when you apply to the wall, it be in a light bluish color. But once it exposes to the atmospheric carbon dioxide, it turns the color from light bluish to milky white. So here always it proves that lime reacts with carbon dioxide and changes color to milky white. Then why won't we do the experimentation? So for the next class, I'll show you the balloon experimentation, and as well as I'll show you lime experimentation, the one more measurement experimentation, and I'll bring the respiratory system for you, and I'll show you one by one part I have the specimen with that I'll show you. Got it? So children, do the work well, read textbook properly. I am each and every point explaining from your textbook, Lakshmi Singh book, and follow the state board, both. Understood? Follow the state board and do the experimentation. And one more experimentation I forgot to tell you. Don't do it. Just do it for normal. Don't take it as serious and don't do it for long time. What is that experimentation is? Close your nose. Just switch on the stopwatch. Close your nose and check how many minutes you be without breathing in and out. If you are feeling suffocation, immediately stop doing that activity. I know it generally people do for a show. They do it, I can hold my breath for 1 or 2 minutes. Like generally you see, athletes when they are doing running, when they are playing anything, they take a long breath and they hold it and they start. So the breath what they are taken in utilizes to produce more energy. That energy they use for their body activity, for running, maybe cycling, anything. So just like how much time you can hold. The world record is half an hour, I think so. A person can hold, I don't know who is a person, but he can hold up to half an hour. He can hold his breathing for half an hour. I can't hold myself without, the minimum I can't hold myself for 50 seconds even. I can't. I tried once. Holding my breathing just for 20 or 30 seconds, I think so. That's all. But if regularly if you are doing that, we can control up to 1 minute or 2 minutes. Just if you want to do it, just do it, but don't take it very serious and don't cause yourself any damage. If you are feeling suffocated, just leave it. Understood? Do the experimentation. Just do the experimentation. Close your doors. Don't take breathe in with mouth or nose. Just close it. Check the time. For how many seconds you can hold your breath. Do that experimentation. It is given in your textbook. And do the experimentation of measuring tape. Maybe at your home measuring tape also present. And line water. These three. I will also again show you. So in today's lesson, we discuss what is breathing. Breathing is a process of inhalation of oxygen and exhalation of carbon dioxide. And one inhalation, 1 plus 1 exhalation is called 1 breath. Got it? And breathing rate in a human is about 15 to 18 in adult, 20 to 25 while doing exercise, and 20 to 30 in a children, 50 to 60 in newborn baby. And how these breathing takes place in a human? How do we breathe? So breathing takes place by in a human by lungs. So generally here there are two parts are working in this mechanism. The first part is rib cage and the second part is diaphragm. Rib cage, when rib cage expands, moves upwards, then outwards, upwards and outwards. Then diaphragm also goes down and cage gets inside and we breathe in. Later, when diaphragm moves up, the same movement, rib cage also goes down, then air comes out. So by this way the mechanism takes place breathing in and the air what we are taking in contains nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor. Nitrogen 78% we inhale, at the same time we exhale. Oxygen we inhale 21%, we exhale 16.4% oxygen, only we utilize 4.6%, and carbon dioxide 0.03% of inhaled air, but when we are exhaling, including with internal carbon dioxide, 4.4% we release out, and next release carbon dioxide, and water vapor we take little, but release a lot. So by this way the breathing takes place. So in a breathing only it's a physical activity. Gases are taken in and released out. Then we look at one by one part of the human respiratory system in further class, and also the remaining experimentation, and what are the importances of these parts, and how we breathe, how the chemical reaction takes place inside of the human body. Got it? So thank you. Today you enjoyed, I hope you enjoyed my class. Have a nice day. Bye. Read the textbook. Do not forget, read textbook properly. Lakshmi Singh book and State book. Have a nice day. Bye students.